I mean, it's an opener. You put everything in the context of the fact it's an opener. I thought that they played about the way I thought they would play. I think they played about the way they were practiced for the month leading in. I want to give credit to the Nevada coaching staff because I always laugh like, well, they didn't throw the ball deep. Well, you want to know why they didn't throw the ball deep?
Why not, Steve?
It's because Nevada was playing a 3-deep zone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they have 3 safeties deep enough to deal with that.
All right. Then what did they do with the rest of them? They stacked the box. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then offensively, they ran the play clock consistently under 5 to 7 seconds, consistently because they were trying to shorten the game.
Mm-hmm.
So from a coaching point of view, I thought Nevada's coaches had a great plan.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to get beat by the deep ball, so they played 3 deep. They didn't want Singleton or Allen to beat them, so then they took the rest of the guys and they stacked the box.
Mm-hmm.
And then offensively, they tried to shorten the game by running the play clock as low as they could get it before snapping it.
Mm-hmm.
They knew that was their best chance to win. And Penn State's just better and loaded all over the place with players.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Drew Aller played really well. I thought he made a lot of great decisions. He did not force anything. You could see what Pena and Hudson can do. I know Devontae Ross only had 1 catch in the game, but you can see what they can do in the game. I think it was great work for Ethan Grunkemeyer. Not just good work, but great work for him. It was great to see Cam Wallace come back. I mean, you think about how he got hurt on that field 10 months ago, and now to see him out there hurdling somebody was just phenomenal to see. It was great to see King Mack get that 73-yard kickoff return because that's another guy they mix in. They put a lot of pressure on up front. I mean, Durant gets an interception. Denai Dennis Sutton had 2.5 sacks. Day Lane made a play. They got a fumble recovery from Wheatley, got a fumble recovery from A.J. Harris. And look, they never punted. And this will be a good and a bad thing. The good thing is Ryan Barker was 4 for 4 in field goals. The bad thing is they had to kick 4 field goals. You'd like to see those drives end in touchdowns. But look, it's a good start. It is a starting point. That's all it is. And now, the really good teams, the old saying is you get better between game 1 and game 2. The really good teams get better between game 1 and game 2. Okay? Well, now you've got to be better in the next game against Florida International, which, again, Penn State's the prohibitive favorite, but it's about Penn State's level of play.
I want to start here going really deep into the receivers. I want to start with them first because that was the big thing everyone wanted to know. Right. Of course, it's off season. Everyone's like, okay, you get Kyron Hudson from USC, Trevor Pena from Syracuse, Devontae Ross from Troy. Like, what are they going to look like? As you said, Ross had 1 catch. For all intents and purposes, seems like he may have been a little banged up going into the season. So we're going to chill on him. He played well. He played and he played well.
Okay, I mean, Ross played. I mean,
he played.
You talked to the nervous people in June. Like, I heard a rumor. Like, of course, and it's like he played.
He played.
Okay, guess what? There's only 1 ball.
Yes, and it was a 4th down, and he made a good catch and got the first down for the team. I want to start with Kyron Hudson. He had 6 catches, 89 yards, the 1 touchdown, which was a 31-yarder. I felt he played really well. He looked good. Sure. He had good hands. The player I was impressed most by, though, was Trevor Pena. Pena made some great catches. Yeah. There was 1 punt return, which he returned for maybe 7 or 8 yards. And people had been asking me, because I went to Syracuse, and he went to Syracuse, and I saw him play for 2 years. Like, what is he like? And I was like, well, I mainly saw him as a returner. That was when I was in college, and he was a returner at that point. Yep. And, like, this dude is really good at what he does. He is shifty, crafty, can make good moves, and can do them quickly, on the spot, and make men miss. And that's what he did. He got the ball, immediately puts a spin move on someone, gets another move, gets 8 yards off of it. And it was like, that's what Penn State's getting. And now, from all intents and purposes, for what I've been told, Apparently, Chuck Losey worked with him a lot on his strength, his speed, his agility, all these things in the offseason, and has made him better. Yeah. And you could see it where he got open on routes. He made men miss. He had great hands. He made great plays, just good everything across the board. And that is what Penn State fans are now getting with Hudson and Pena, two players who can make good catches, have good hands, create separation, and can make contested catches, which is something that Penn State has not had a lot of in recent years from the receiver position. Where now we've got those two.
Plus Ross will actually, I think Ross has ability to get more separation.
Yes. Ross has more ability. You also saw Luke Reynolds, Andrew Rapplier, Khalil Dinkins, all three of them as well at the tight end position. Where now Penn State's loaded when it comes to the skill guys catching balls.
Yeah, again, there's so much on this team where I think the referendum for them is going to be the Oregon game. Like, can you make catches in the Oregon game? Can you make plays in the Oregon game? But you take it one step at a time. They can only play Florida International this week. In the Nevada game, they made, between them, I want to say 15 catches, something like that, between Pena and Hudson. Right? And also the versatility with which they use Pena in the offense, because he had a couple of carries in the game as well. And then, of course, the punt returns. Hudson's a pro's pro out there, right? He's a pro's pro the way he handles himself off the field. He's a pro's pro the way he handles himself on the field. He gets himself open. He finds spots. He and Drew are very much on the same page. That really helps. And that's just a really good start for, Pena, a really good start for Hudson. And, that's what you're hoping to see. You can't go through a Notre Dame game like you did in the playoff. I mean, you lose the Notre Dame game by 3 points on a field goal with 35 seconds to go and had no catches from your wide receivers. And this goes back to what I talk about all the time. When you hire a new offensive coordinator, what do I want? I want one more score each half. When I hire a new defensive coordinator, what do I want? I'd like to see one more stop each half. Okay? Well, you think about that game. You get one more score, you win. You get one more stop, you win. And you can't go through a game. And Notre Dame has last year had an excellent secondary, So let's not pretend. But you can't go through a big game like that and not have, and get shut out in a game like that. When you look at Notre Dame in that game, Penn State has an excellent secondary, but Greathouse had an excellent game. The other guys didn't, but Greathouse did. And the irony is, you look at the game the other night with C.J. Carr, I don't think Greathouse had a catch in that game. Right? They went other places. Right? I mean, C.J. Carr went other places, but you also had an inexperienced quarterback making his first career start. So, look, it's a good start for the wide receivers. Okay, now you build. And now you build, and now you build, and now you build. This is a building process, a marathon building process. You're not going to sit there and this performance, okay, doesn't work against Oregon. You must be 3 games better of performances before you play them. Just like Oregon's performance against Montana State is not going to work against Penn State.
No.
It's not. But when you have no preseason games, you have to come out of the gate with something. Now they have video to look at. I think this was invaluable for Jim Knowles. I talked about this going in, so this is not a surprise. Over and over and over again, I've been saying it like a broken record now for 2 weeks, that for Jim Knowles, he has to see in practical application how things are fitting with his personnel as to what they know and maybe some things they aren't comfortable with. Right? Well, a game like that helped him. This game this week will help him. Right? Andy's got a pretty good feel, because it's his second year, as to the people he has. Right? Now, the 3 new receivers that you brought up are part of the new parts. Everything else.
Same offensive line, same quarterback, same running backs, same tight ends that have been there before. He, of course, has no more Tyler Warren, but the other 3 were there previously. So he's had experience with everyone, bar pretty much these 3 receivers, and then players across the line in terms of depth. So he's got a head start compared to, as you said, Jim Knowles, who was learning this. And speaking of the defense, I wanted to get into the defensive front because that was what intrigued me the most in this game. Of course, the player everyone's been talking about tonight, Dennis Sutton, had a sack, 2.5 tackles for loss, just was all over the place when it comes to that defensive front. The other two players that I wanted to bring up were two players you mentioned, you talked about going into this past weekend. Of course, Chaz Coleman, greenlit freshman, played incredibly well. I think he
did
made
a good job. I mean,
one of his first plays in. He hit a spin move on the left tackle and forced Purdy out of the pocket. It was an incredible move. He looked great. And the guy who I think made the biggest difference, as you mentioned, in the interior was Xavier Gilliam.
Xavier Gilliam.
He is the one who
Xavier Gilliam.
Xavier Gilliam. He is the one who caused the interception to Zane Durant.
Right.
Where he gets the pocket, smacks Purdy as Purdy's going to throw. It goes right into Zane Durant's hands, and we go from there. Again, as you said in the postgame show, if you had Zane Durant having the first interception on the season, you're a madman.
Yeah.
So I think those two played incredibly well. I think the defensive front looked really good. I think the linebacker core looked great. Amari Campbell led the team with tackles on the day. Like the defense, again, as you kind of said, this is a starting point for them, and they looked good.
Right. It's just, look, that's what it is. I mean, I thought Amari Campbell played really well. Okay? I thought he played really well in the game. He's an excellent addition to that defense. He's got that Mike spot. You know, Tony Rojas, I think, is going to have a big season.
Oh, yeah.
I think now you can spot Dominic DeLuca and do well with him. And I think this is a good starting point across the board for the team. It's a good starting point. Did I say great, awesome, incredible? No, it's a good starting point. Now you got to be a better team this week. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You've got to be a better team this week. When they played West Virginia in the opener last year, one area that was a problem is they had too many penalties. Saturday, they didn't have penalties, except, look,
the end of game thing happens.
Okay, so it's more than that. The Mountain West crew, when you can't even get the coin toss right, you've got a problem. Right? Penn State won the toss, and like Jack and I looked at each other like, what do you mean Penn State's taking the ball? James doesn't want to take the ball. I mean, we looked at each other like, what? And you saw Allen and Singleton jog back and like set up, and like all of a sudden, like we're like, well, I guess he wants to put points on the board first. I mean, we're just baffled by it. Well, that's not what they did. They did defer, all right? And then you can't even get the coin toss right. Okay? The pass interference call. Let's see. No, the holding penalty on Drew Shelton was just a bad call. That's just a bad call. Okay. The pass interference play on Dinkins, it's not a catchable ball. It's not even a catchable ball. It's like, okay, that's a gift from the gods. The holding penalty on Shelton was just a bad call. And then at the end, what James was mad about, right? They're holding them. No, they're holding them. And then finally they call them delay a game. You're the one holding them. No offense, they're bad crew.
There's only one penalty that was legitimate, which was the offsides by denying Dennis Sutton.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
Right.
And that one, he was 5 yards behind the line.
Again, you don't want to have any pre-snap penalties. You don't want any post-possession penalties. They had no post-possession penalties in the game. Okay? They had one pre-snap penalty. That was it. So that's good. Right? The other stuff, two of the calls are like, okay, the pass interference thing, okay, it happens in real time. It's not a catchable ball, but, okay, I can accept whatever. It's late in the game. All right, the holding penalty on Shelton. I mean, Jack and I are looking at each other like, what the heck are they doing out there?
There was about 13 other plays I can think of on both sides that were egregious. That
right, but I'm just saying.
That's the point.
But no, but I'm saying though, it's just like that's why Drew was out there like, what? Right? And we watched the replay like, oh man. Thanks for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones. Catch the latest from me on the 7 Mountain Sports YouTube page. Find clips of the show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook by searching up 7 Mountain Sports.